Hey everybody, Rich here, South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. Um, so for those who are counting, this is going to be swarm catch number 6 for this bucket. Yesterday morning I came out, did my normal morning check, and there was a half a dozen scouts around the bucket up in the avocado tree. I went, And I came out a little before the rains around 12:30, and that half a dozen scouts had turned out to 50 or more scouts. Some real heavy inspection activity going on. And then the rains came, and the rains did not diminish. They kept on through the evening. So I figured, well, if there's going to be a swarm move in, it's going to be this morning, probably around 10 o'clock. But unfortunately, I had some errands to run. So it's around noon, 12:30 now. Uh, I came back. I said, yeah, it's starting to look like that's regular activity. I lowered it. We have a tiny swarm moved in yesterday. Well, I'm not going to wait to do the cutout. It's a tiny swarm. It wouldn't make it on its own anyway, I don't think. Pretty sure it came from one of my oversized nukes over here with too many stacks on it, even though there was room in it. That's the very definition of swarmy bees. When they have open comb and when they have room, they swarm anyway if they have the resources. So this is why they breed against that. But let's just do this the easy way. So if you've seen other videos, you know I put a queen excluder underneath the box. In this case, I put 2 frames of comb in the box next to each other. A third frame that has some comb that needs to be drawn, but if there is any comb on this, I'll slice it out and put it with that one. And then a totally empty frame. Another box on top of there to be a funnel. Here's our little baby swarm. Can you see it there? Okay. Yeah. Let's see if the queen went down or whether she's up here. Nope. Doesn't look like she went. Yeah. Yeah. Drone in 6B, so probably not a problem. Let's get all these girls back down in there. Since they're trying to go up over here, I'm going to have to assume that maybe the queen is on the side of the bucket. Yeah, don't see her offhand.
I think she's in the box.
Okay. 5 or 6 bees left in the bucket. Oh, right there. I was looking for a white lid instead of a black lid. Yeah, we'll just give them this before they're invested in comb. They got the better end of this deal because they got all the comb that I'm giving them. Let me get them down. So if you're in position to watch your boxes, and you know pretty much when they moved in, there's really no reason to wait and go to all that effort. And it's better for them. There we go. And now I'm just going to start knocking bees off of things in front of the entrance. And we'll find out real quick whether the queen's in there or not. And as you can see, even though the bucket was up there, yeah, there's 50 bees in the air up there, but they hadn't really done any real orientation up there yet. They're more interested in the queen pheromone from on this bucket lid than anything else at the moment. So, bing, bang, boom. That's it.
Are they going in?
Nope, not really. But they're going to have to figure out what they want to do here. We can shut it off now. We can come back in 10 minutes. So let's just do that. Just shut it off and we'll come back in 10 minutes and see how things are going. Okay, hey everybody. Rich here again. It's about 10 minutes later. So the cover was sitting here and it was attracting more bees 10 minutes ago than anything else was. And that's because queen pheromone was on the cover. But we left it sitting there for 10 minutes and I just came back out a minute ago and there was only a few bees on the edge of it. I brushed them off. Because there is a queen excluder here, something has to be thought about. There's really no pheromone wafting out from the front entrance. So we had to crack the lid back so that the bees can smell the queen. And obviously, you know, they're smelling her there and they're congregating there. Pan up there just a second, dear. You'll see, you follow the cord up to that branch. That's where they were. There's, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 up there. Most of them are gravitating down here. So pretty soon it'll be time to close this up and move them over into the yard. There's still a few bees inside here, but mostly to the front edge. Oops. Actually, there's more right there than you would have thought. They're still smelling the pheromones. I don't think the queen could be there.
Well, why don't you check later?
Well, I'm checking.
Let's look.
Hmm.
May I make a suggestion?
What's that?
Get rid of the lure. Isn't that queen pheromone?
Oh no, it's just lemongrass, and I have not changed that that lemongrass in, oh gosh, 6 weeks. If you'll notice, there's no bees around the lure. The only thing attracting bees to this box is the fact that other bees have been in this box. There's nothing that succeeds like success. So I'm just going to open this lid again and slip these back in there, because I see nothing. Yeah, no, I see nothing. That makes me think. There's a queen there. And in fact, there is hardly any bees in this box. They've all come to the congregate in the front, or they've come over to here. Pardon me? Oh, okay. Well, what I just did was to dump the bees and bounce them out. There's maybe 6 bees left in that bucket. And I moved it far enough away so that it would stop being a confusing issue, because I think I was confusing them with the queen pheromone that was inside the bucket and what hopefully is queen pheromone inside this box. If she's not in the box, hopefully she'll crawl in the box. But the one thing is that there are no nurse bees here. There's no bees here that can't fly. And that's a good thing in this instance. Because if I dump them, they're going to find their way back. They're not going to be lost. You can see I dumped the bees out here on the front, and they're mostly already crawled up here. What's got you guys interested there? Nothing in particular. Well, we'll just see what happens. If I lose a swarm, golly gosh, I lose a swarm at this point. Now, I had hoped this morning to find this situation, but I had hoped to find a queenless colony over there. I had one of the swarms that was over there. I was pretty sure it was queenless, and they had been in 3 boxes. There were so many, and I'd condensed them down into 1 box, and there was no brood. And that was about 2 weeks ago, and I was hoping for a swarm that I could dump in on top of them. But before I messed with this bucket this morning, I went over and checked that box, and lo and behold, I've got capped brood and I've got uncapped brood, C-shaped larvae, everything else in there. So they did have a queen there somewhere. She just wasn't doing anything. And the other stack that might have been queenless, I checked them out too, and they obviously had a queen. So I didn't really have any place to go putting this one in an existing box, because all my boxes seem to be queen right over there at the moment. But with both the bucket and the lid gone, we'll see if they take the hint and go in there. Still looks like we're an hour and a half or so away from our first rain of the afternoon, so hopefully we have time.
Question.
Yes.
Since you have a queen excluder on the bottom, should you maybe close the lid? Just push them in with the feather and then close the lid so the queen can't get out?
Yes, I should, if I scoop a whole lot of them up in there, because I don't want to take the chance of her being on the outside. The chances that she's going to fly off and they're going to go with her is probably 20 to 25%. There's probably about a 75% chance that she will be more than happy to come up in here and check out all that nice comb that I've provided them with in there, and she'll figure things out on her own. I'm going to go with that for the moment. I'm going to leave the top. I'm going to move this forward to where there's like 1 inch. And then I'm going to leave that like that for the time being and see if they decide, because it kind of looks like they're deciding in favor of that. I mean, you saw the last time we did a cutout over here, the queen was out and about and she was walking up the side of the box. So we'll cut it off here again and maybe come back in 20 minutes or so and see how things stand.
Okay, 3, 2, go.
Okay, well, just about 10 minutes later, definitely was a good call to go ahead and take the bucket and the lid well away from here so there wasn't any confusing pheromones. My wife thinks she saw a queen butt go in, and right after the queen butt went in, we started seeing a whole lot more bees follow inside. And as you can see right now, there's a lot less bees on the outside. we just have a situation where we have to shut down this operation right now. So I'm going to scoop some more bees inside. I'm going to close this up. I'm going to set them over on the bench
Because it's about to rain.
because it's about to rain, and you know, we're just going to have to call it a done deal. And I'll come out tomorrow and give them a feeder, and we will come on, ladies. If these are from the triple nuke I think they're from, these are the spiciest bees I have, and they ain't bad by anybody's estimation, but they are a little spicier than some of my others. Look how quick they were to get in there. Let's just come on, ladies. Well, of course I've got this one upside down. That doesn't help. Oh, look at you. No guillotines. Let's go. Come on. Don't want a repeat of the French Revolution here. There we go. All right. I'm just going to take these. All right. She's not going to follow me over there, so this has been Rich, South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. I'm going to go put these over on the bench, and we're going to call it a video. Like and subscribe, everybody. Okay, well, it's been 2 days since you saw us bring them down. I put a robbing screen in the front that I can close off, and I closed them off, and I moved them over here into the apiary. Very, very happy about this. The last 2 days I've had like the smattering of 5 bees hanging out on the outside. They found it despite everything, and there's no bees at all hanging out around the avocado tree. So they've been closed up over here for 2 days completely. Before you think that's cruel and unusual, it's really not. They have a fully screened bottom board. They have feed, which they've taken, and which I'll refill now.
Is that what?
This is 1-to-1 syrup because they need to build comb. I also put a pollen patty in there just in case. And so we are going to release the bees. And with any luck, given the amount of time they've been in there, there won't be a whole lot of drift back over towards the avocado tree. I'm sure a few will go over there stubbornly, but it's been a couple of days. It's been more than long enough. The vast majority of them should stay right where they are. So this is the end of it. They should be just fine at this point. This is Rich. This has been South Florida Beekeeping with Rich. This was swarm number 6 out of that bucket. Now we're down to these little tiny swarms. Remember the old saying, a swarm in May is worth a cart of hay. A swarm in June is worth a silver spoon, and a swarm in July ain't worth a fly. Well, we're a couple of days before the end of July, or the end of June rather, but being that this is South Florida, it's the same thing. This swarm would not have a chance of making it on its own. We're at the end of the big nectar flows. They're going to come and go very sporadically from now on. These bees, if they didn't have a helping hand from us with a little bit of nectar and starting them out with some drawn comb, just wouldn't have a chance to build up into anything on their own in nature. They would just peter away. But with any luck, we're going to have ourselves a strong little colony here in a couple of weeks. And it's like, I think they came from here. Don't know it for sure, but as you can see, you wouldn't know it from the front entranceway. So everybody have a great weekend. Like and subscribe.